ya. How are you going? How you going? Are you good? You should be. Why is that, Jim? Well, I keep telling you. It's Tuesday. It's December 9. That means the year's done. Pack her up. Get to the pub. Absolute knock-off time. Don't do anything for the rest of December. It's not going to count. No one will care. Your boss doesn't care. Your boss has given up. Your boss has already had a long lunch. You deserve to go take one off as well. I'm just saying. Your mate Jim's here looking after you. Everything can wait till February. No one cares. We've got 6 weeks now, 7 weeks. Just piss it all off. Let's just talk some hoops and hang out. What do you reckon? Sound good? Great. I'm your host, James Clement, here at Larry Armour Studios today, breaking down the Bulls' disaster. I promised this on Sunday night show. Just wanted to talk out the Bulls a little bit more. We've got our NBA Cup quarterfinal previews, which is fun. Quarterfinals, that's 8 teams. Knockout stages. And Derik Queen rocks. So that's kind of fun. We'll break down very quickly the 3 games today. We'll do That's Not a Knife, Old Mate, No Mate, Spud of the Night, Better Than Lonzo Ball. We'll get some Yanars, the Unpopular Opinion of the Day, and Outback Takehouse, the Andrew Gaze Great MAMBA Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Field of Excellence, and those NBA Cup previews. So without further ado, let's get into it. Episode 1330. 1330, bro, of NBA Straya. Let's go!
This is Josh Giddey.
G'day, this is Andrew Gaze.
This is Jack White.
This is Joe Ingles.
This is Dyson Daniels.
This is Chris Anstey.
This is Matthew Delvedova.
This is Shane Hill.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening and watching NBA Straya.
This is NBA Australia. Let's do it.
Watch out for the Shaq attack!
Oh, you better watch out for Cajun Shaq. Well, more Cajun Shaq. Derik Queen, jeez. I mean, they still lost that game today, but wow, he's awesome. You better watch out for the anti-Strayan NBA No Bloody Australians attack, I'll tell you that much. Let's start there with the daily whip around. Alex Tilley's got a knee injury and he's been waived by those flogs, the Golden State Warriors. A pox on the Warriors, he says. A pox. They shan't win another title with Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green because of what they've done to our boy. Look what they've done to our boy. He got injured. Come on, man. That sucks for Alex Tilley, obviously. Very, very brutal. Hopefully he bounces back. Hopefully he just gets healthy and gets back to playing as well as he was playing coming into this season, right? So that stinks. So Alex Tilley out for the season with a knee injury and waived by the Warriors from his 2-way contract. What a kick in the dick. Brutal. On the flip side, it was Johnny Furphy's Furf Day. Birthday, many would say, but it's Furf Day because it's easy to say because that's his name, you see. Johnny Furphy, happy birthday to Tins. I very much enjoyed Tyrese Halliburton rocking up to the Pacers game in the sick throwback Pacers jerseys. But not a Halliburton one. That'd be weird wearing your own jersey when you're not playing. But a Furphy one. That was kind of neat. Also, those Pacers jerseys today kicked ass. Just saying. But that's basically it. There's not a giant amount of other news outside of, I think, Desmond Bain got fined $35,000 for piffing the ball at OG Anunoby. Which I still don't get. OG was out of bounds. Desmond Bain's just trying to get the ball, but I've got the ball, bang, wails it on him. So that was perfectly legal, if you ask me. How many times have you played hoops and you've just fanged a ball at somebody, almost started a fight? It's a lot, right? So yeah, I don't know, $35,000 feels a bit much. The other bit, speaking of the Magic, they avoid a disaster with Franz Wagner, hello, escaping serious, major, crazy, super duper injury. He's got a high ankle sprain instead of what looked like to be a pretty brutal looking knee injury. So out for about a month at the moment, it looks like, which is obviously not great, but they just got Paolo back. And the big question, I guess, now for the Magic men is, can they replicate the bit where they were good without Paolo when they now will be without Franz, but have Paolo back? I'm not saying it's kind of basically a bit of a situation where you go, whoa, who's more important to this team? But I'm not saying that it's not. It's an indictment on Paolo, maybe, perhaps, if that happens. So, anyway, no structural damage for Franz. That's excellent. So we'll see how he goes, but I reckon that's like at least a month. Anyway, outside of that, the other little bit of injury news was that RJ Barrett shan't be returning anytime soon, which is kind of brutal. And Johnny Cumdog Kuminga got a DMP yesterday for the Warriors, and everybody's still up in arms about it because Steve Kerr just hates the dude. He's going to pop up again in a second. Hashtag spoiler alert, it's for old mate, no mates. Hey, let's do some game raps. Game raps from today. Very quickly, Sacramento fell short against the Pacers. Indy were really, really good, kicking the crap out of them, blew like a 19-point lead. Sacramento led. It was like a 13-3 run. It was like 101-97. And then Andy Nemhard goes, oh, this will not do. Took over. He was awesome. It was a 19-4 run down the stretch by the Pacers and put Sacramento in a body bag, Daniel. Phoenix got by Minnesota, eh? Oh, gee willikers, what a win for the Suns. Colin Gillespie, a.k.a. Villanova Del Vedova, he was unreal. He just spurred them on when they needed it most. Most of them, like Minnesota Timberwolves, couldn't hit a shot to save their ass. Like it was Ant-Man, it was Randall. Gobert got kicked out because he's a dirty dog. Absolute prick of a move that deserved to get booted and probably fined and probably suspended. And probably shot into the sun, if you ask me. Blow it out your nose, the Stifle Tower. And then the Suns, without Devin Booker, were basically just like, how do we just stick in this game? And then they did. It was an awesome win for the Suns. Absolutely crazy they pulled it off. Dylan Brooks causing all sorts of havoc, taking some horrible shots here and there. But they get it done just because, I don't know, Mark Williams is good. Dylan Brooks is solid. Colin Gillespie, Villanova Del Vedova went off his head, and they beat an Ant-Man-led Wolves team. So Ant-Man was sick as well going into this game. It was a bit of a game-time decision. I did that on the video this morning. NBA Coffee Run. Go check it out if you aren't. What are you doing? And he played his ass off. The big problem was no one else could hit a shot. So the Wolves dropped that one, bit of a brutal one. And then the final game was an absolute rip snorter as well. We got 3 pretty crazy games today, and it was really fun. I'm watching these games. I'm watching the football. Absolute chaos here in Larry Armour Studio. San Antonio 135. The Pelicans were the Pelicans because they couldn't win today. 132. Dylan Harper and Stephon Castle were awesome. All the Spurs were really good. Total team win. You've got Black Falcon doing bunches of stuff. You had just like a really solid all-around, like Darren Fox was fine. He had shot 4 of 11, 14 points, but it was really their young dudes. It was Castle, it was Harper. Harper down the stretch as well. Awesome big bucket late. But it was the flip side, right? Derik Queen having this massive triple-double, which I'm about to talk about in a second. And the Pelicans came absolutely flying out of nowhere in the second half. I don't know what happens to the Spurs in these third quarters, but they got torched by the Pelicans. And it looked like they're going to blow this game, but because they had everybody else doing something, Harrison Barnes, 24 points, they pulled it out. And the Pelicans just a little bit dicey down the stretch at times. But Derik Queen, unreal. Trey Murphy, 32. Awesome game. Hey, let's do some NBA Straya approved performances of the night.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Oh, yeah. Andy Nemhard. He was incredible late in that game. It looked like the Pacers completely cooked a wildly winnable game against the Sacramento Kings. And he goes, nah, not today. Not on my watch. He scored 12 points in that fourth quarter. Absolutely out of nowhere. It was like he and Benny Mathurin just sort of leading the charge. He ends up with 26, 3, and 12 assists. 10 of 18 shooting, 2 of 4 from deep. He was absolutely awesome. Got them over the line. Ant-Man was incredible. 40 points on 15 of 21 shooting. Maybe he should be sick all the time. This was his flu game, but he lost. So, yeah, and it wasn't a finals game. 9 rebounds, 2 assists. But Derik Queen in that triple-double, 33, 10, and 10 with 4 blocks. Bloody hell. I'm going to talk about this again later in one of the other segments. Wink, wink. He was awesome. And I don't know, I guess the unpopular opinion of the day is NBA strawman arguments are so fucking stupid, aren't they? Oh, look, just because Derik Queen's good doesn't mean the trade wasn't bad. Yeah, we know. No one's arguing that the trade was good because Derik Queen is good. Who the fuck is arguing that? No one is out there going, hand up, I think Joe Dumas is really fucking smart. He's awesome. He's really good at his job. He's not a fucking dunderhead at all. Like, no one is doing that. These stupid fucking reductive NBA shit. I hate them. I fucking hate straw man arguments. And that's one of them, right? Oh, just because he's good doesn't mean the trade wasn't bad. No fucking shit, Sherlock. Ring-a-ding-ding-ding-ding. Order. We all fucking know. No one's arguing the opposite. So anyway, he was awesome. Pelicans still lost. How about Spud of the night?
Spud, 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 it is Spud of the night.
Spud of the night. How about Malik Monk came out there and look, this is like the weird situation the USA finds itself in now, right? Someone has a bad game and guess what? Suddenly they're throwing games, right? This is a thing that didn't really used to be like part of the public discourse. But now Malik Monk can go out there and go 0 of 5 in 9 minutes and have 2 turnovers and everyone's accusing him of throwing the game and betting his own unders. It's brutal. It's a rough world out there now. They are 1 of 8 for Ryan Dunn, the other Ryan Dunn. That's pretty brutal. But the worst is yet to come. 1 of 7 for Jaden McDaniels, 0 of 5 from 3. 1 horrendous turnover. Don DiVincenzo goes 1 of 7 and 0 of 6 from deep. 0 of 5 for Mike Conley and 2 of 12 for Naz Reid. Geez, Jim, what have they all got in common? That's right, they play for the Minnesota Timberwolves. And again, I'm no math magician. But if 4 of your main rotation dudes shoot a combined 4 of 31, that's pretty bad. Right? I'm just saying. It's not great. Especially when Julius Randle and Ant-Man are just like so psychotically efficient in this game against the Suns, and then everybody else was shithouse. Like Bones Highland was good. It was these 4 dudes that absolutely sunk them. I think from 3, they were a combined 2 for like 30... No, 2 for like 24 or something like that. It was absolutely crazy. 4 of 31 overall. Brutal gear. That's like a kilo of spuds you're picking up from like Woolies. Just like pick them up and there's a picture of like Naz Reid, Mike Conley, Jaden McDaniels and Dante DiVincenzo just in there. I'll get a bag of spuds, thanks. There you go. Bang. Boom. Thanks, Wolves. How about old mate no mates today?
Old mate no mates. Old mate no mates. Old mate no mates. Old mate no mates. Old mate no mates.
Who's got no mates today? That would be Rudy Gobert, Stafford Tower, out there getting booted from that game because he's a piece of shit. I don't know, playing basketball, obviously one of the single most dangerous things you can do is someone who's in the air, you push them. Because suddenly they don't know what the fuck's going on and it's just an absolute dog act. Rudy Gobert, dog act. Absolute prick move. So fuck him. Fire him into the sun. Anyway, absolutely brutal gear. Pantsing of the night. There was one absolute amazing moment, I think, in that Suns-Wolves game. You want a good pantsing. Like, it was just absolutely... Julius Randle getting danced on by Dylan Brooks. And then Dylan Brooks just chucking up like the world's worst looking shot. And Julius Randle sort of sunning him about it. It was pretty nice. I'm not going to lie. Dylan Brooks, they still got the win, but geez, it was, not pretty. And pretty fun, eh? But anyway, good stuff there. Very, very fun pantsins. Dylan Harper also causing like lots of havoc and just like pantsing like random Pelicans, and you're like, Jesus. Very fun stuff. Anyway, how about better than Lonzo Ball, Bronny James, and Ben Simmons?
Lonzo was the best player in high school. He was the best player in college. You think he'll get to the pros and be like, I made it to the pros, now I can be average. We're coming for everybody.
Coming for everybody, Maximir on your Kings, 13-8-3. Not bad. He's been super solid. If you picked him up on NBA Supercoach like I did, you've got to follow my advice. We're doing pretty bloody well. He's been really, really solid for the Kings. They still suck, however. Colin Gillespie, Villanova Dellavedova, 19-6-4, and completely changed the face of that game for the Suns. Absolute better than Lonzo Ball, Bronny James, Ben Simmons territories right there for him. He was absolutely incredible. And obviously the 33-10-10 triple-double from Derik Queen gets there because it was amazing. And therefore he's better than Lonzo Ball, Ben Simmons, and Bronny James. He shot 11 of 15, 11 of 13 at the line, 0 of 1 from deep, which was actually a pretty big shot. He just short-armed it, but still. Very bloody good from the young big fella, who I'm still going to talk about again later. All right, let's do some quick yeah-nahs right after this.
This is Cam Glidden.
This is Anthony Drimmick.
This is Mitch McCarron.
This is Jason Giddey.
This is Daryl McDonald.
Hey guys, this is Hugh Greenwood.
Yo, what's going on? This is Ellie.
This is Mark Worthington, or commonly known as Wortho, and you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA
and you're
Straya.
listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
All right, let's do it. It's time for some yeah-nahs, brought to you by you. That's right. You can shout us a beer, shout us a tin, shout us a coffee if you want. Via the link in our bio or on our socials, that sort of stuff, or in the show description as well. It's just buymeacoffee.com/NBA Straya. Go check it out. You can do it once a month as well. You get to join the Dead Set Legends Club, working on the sort of standalone episode as well. That'll be exclusive to the Dead Set Legends Club, which is going to be every NBA team as a band. Now, in my former life as a music journalist, I have a lot of music stuff in my head. So it's going to be a fun show. Just let me let loose. It's going to be very fun. So you can go sign up to the Dead Set Legends Club by buying us a coffee. Buymeacoffee.com/NBA Straya. The link is on our socials everywhere. So at the top of the facey, top of the Twitter. It's in the bios for Instagram and all that sort of stuff. Thanks to all the legends who have signed up. And if you run a business, know a business that want to help sponsor the show, hit us up. Legends, everyone is. All right, let's do some yeah-nahs. Zachy B. Hey, Jim, would Jackson Hayes be out of the league if he was on any other team? Being fed by two of the best passers in the league, and Luka and LeBron, disguises how bad he really is. Yeah, nah. He'd be very close. Yeah. He is... Like DeAndre Ayton, dominating, is in the same boat. Like we saw it in Portland. Dominating... Like, if they didn't go, right, we're going to buy this idiot out and he can go hang out with the Lakers. Like, the Lakers were so bereft of big men, they're just like, yeah, that'll do. And he's been solid. He's not going to set the world on fire. Hayes is kind of like that, just the perfect spot for him is right there. On any other team, I reckon, he'd be like falling out of the rotation. I mean, that Lakers team has just got no size. Like, outside of Ayton and Hayes and co, right? Because you've got like these big wings in Rui and Luka and LeBron. But outside of that, like Vanderbilt could barely get on the court the last like 2 weeks. And so, but you look at somewhere like Boston where they're just like, we don't have it. Dude, we don't have any big man kid. It's like, all right. So what do? They've got Namath Giddey. And he's been awesome because he's all hustle and heart and just fucking hammer and tongs the entire time, right? So, I mean, would he back up somewhere in Boston? Maybe. But I feel like he'd also get absolutely hated on by those Celtics fans and probably end up in, like, Spain. Right? Better get ready to learn China, buddy. But anyway, so yeah, he is in the exact perfect spot for him right now, Jackson Hayes. And, you know, he's had all these injury woes over the years, so if he can finally just get a nice runway, he'll be fine. But it's a great shout by Zachy B. Right, wanted to revisit the one from Paul A. from the other day. Got a big one for the Vice President of Common Sense. Let's just go with this season. How many injuries have happened on a back-to-back or a road trip? And so I thought this was a great question because it's like, probably some. And it turns out with a bunch of our big stars, like I've gone through it's Wemby, Giannis, Ja, Luka, Zion, Sabonis. That was on a road trip, but not on a back-to-back. Franz Wagner, hello, Paolo Banchero, etc. None of them actually happened on a back-to-back, which is pretty crazy, right? And a lot of them sort of at home. But there is still a very clear injury problem. This was all broken down awesomely by Tom Haberstroh, right? Of the 45 players that have been all-stars in the last 3 years, so 45, only 5 of them. So 40 of them have missed games this season. Only 5 of them have played all the games this year. We're in the start of December. We're 6 weeks into the season. The 5 left, I think, are Jokic, Maxey, Julius Randle, Scotty Barnes, and DeMar DeRozan, which is crazy. But, I mean, at this point last year, 17 had played every game from the 45 prior to that. So, yeah, it's a bit of a problem this year. But I think, so Paul's point about like road trips, back-to-backs, that sort of stuff, it doesn't even really feel like it's specifically on that back-to-back. It's like the cumulative effect of all these games in shorter sort of periods. And you saw like, you know, the Warriors, like Steph goes out. It felt like that one, they were also sort of already really cognizant of how many games he'd played, how many games they'd sort of played in a very short amount of time. And his injury came, after they'd played a fair whack of games. So from like November, they played heaps of games. From like the 12th of November through to the 27th when Steph last played, he played 8 games. Just like, it's a lot very quickly. And that was a missed game in there as well against Miami that they just sat out. So I think it's the cumulative effect more than anything that sort of gets a lot of these players. And I think there is still obviously a big solution there that the NBA will never take on board because there are a bunch of cowards who don't want to like make less money. Like they're still making absolute fucking bucket loads of money, but they don't want to make less bucket loads of money. Which is just, at some point, you got to go, how much is enough? Ask the age-old you am I question, right? It's just 17 players at this exact same point last year who played every game of all the stars in the league. This year it's 5, right? Tells you something. Anyway, right, let's do the Bulls. The Bulls, Jim. The Bulls. What the F is going on? Are they cooked? I mean, this is kind of a bit of a combination unpopular opinion today as well. I mean, they're just a bit cooked, right? Because amazingly, they're 9-14. Yesterday, they were 9-13, and then they lost again. Incredibly, at the exact same point last year, they were 9-13. I keep banging on about this. The Bulls never change. Between 3 to 5 games, either under or above 500, and that is it. That's a sweet spot. Why is that, Jim? It's because ownership don't give a rat's ass. It's very simple, right? Ownership are just like, you know what? If we make the play-in every year, mate, we make an extra $4 million just from the gate, just from hosting that game. If we play there, that's awesome. If we make it any further, suddenly we're having to play playoff bonuses and I don't know, man. So they've got like a sneaky cheap set of owners, Reinsdorf, and they've got this front office that has come in after years of the Garpax fucked situation for Chicago, the do nothing, and when we do something, we fuck it up approach, who had like this incredible tenure, just of like, didn't matter how much they were shit, how much they fucked up, whatever, they just still had jobs for life until they didn't. John Paxson hit a series-winning fucking shot for the Bulls. He was a legend, right? Hard to fire a legend, but they did eventually. And now they've got a front office that does nothing. And like the only moves that they sort of make are like these weird fucking sideways moves that don't really move any sort of a needle. And they're kind of just a bit shit across the board. So to the point where like they started 6-1 and now they're 9-14. Again, I'm no mathematician, but I'm pretty sure you've lost 13 of your last 16 games. And you're like, it's all fine here. Nothing to see. This is fine. The fucking house is burning down around you. This is fine. And obviously what stands out about this losing streak is how fucking shit the teams they've lost to have been. Like for going in after that 6-1 start, what you probably could have just like bet on was the simple idea that Chicago should be good enough to beat the shit teams below them. which is a very Chicago Bulls thing to do, right? They've done this over the years. Unfortunately, only 2 of those teams that they've played in this 7-game losing streak were over 500. It was a Magic team without Paolo Banchero and a Warriors team that didn't have fucking anybody. So that's almost more embarrassing. And they got beaten by a fuck ton. Outside of that, they had also lost to the Pelicans, the Hornets, the Nets, and the Pacers. 4 teams who are, checks notes, dog shit. So, yeah, the Bulls have been fucked. And a lot of it has obviously sort of come down to the simple idea that the offense has just sort of gotten broken. Why is that, Jim? Well, Kobe White came back, and I love me some Kobe White. I think he is a gun. He is a weapon. And I think they don't know how to fucking use him and Josh Giddey at the same time. Right? They start Kobe White, it just gets all a bit fucking sideways. They're 2-5 now in games that Kobe White actually plays. They were 6-5 before he came back from injury. They were 18th in offensive rating and 19th in defensive rating before he came back. Since then, they're in the period that he's come back, they're 29th and 24th. So overall now, they're 24th and 23rd in offensive and defensive rating. That's the sign of a shithouse fucking team. So there's obviously something awry in that rotation. They lost Isaac Okoro basically around the same time that Kobe White came back as well. So you lose a defensive wing. You don't really have like a good, solid defensive backup center that you can rely on. Because Jalen Smith, I've been saying this for fucking ages, is about the basketball IQ of a cinder block. Zach Collins ought to be better, but that's what we've been saying about Zach Collins for his entire fucking NBA career, right? So you got Trey Jones and Javion Carter and Dosunmu and like Kevin fucking Huerta, the Ginger Ninja Red Velvet. He's been out with a calf strain. And there's the fucking big stick out shit ass bloke, Patch Williams, who just fucking sucks at basketball for the most part. I think amazingly, I think I broke this down on yesterday's show, the quick one on YouTube. He's shooting like, 19% from 2. That's crazy. And he's like barely taking threes. His defense is shit house. He's fucked. Buzelis hasn't taken a leap this year. Giddey was really good until Kobe White came back. So I think he went from about a 22-10-10. He's now down to a 19-9-8. So it's taken a little bit of a whack. But Kobe White's like numbers as well. He's been good. He's been getting to the free throw line a lot, which is really good. But he's also got 21 turnovers in 7 games. Again, I'm no math magician, but I'm pretty sure that's 3 a game. And the other thing is, like, they were right at the top of the league in assist percentage. And they haven't gotten more than 24 assists in 4 of its last 5 games. Their field goal percentage has just fucking dropped. They're the 3rd worst shooting team in the NBA over the last 5 games as well. And since November 29, no team has scored fewer points in the NBA. They had 91 the other day against half of a fucking Golden State team, the Santa Cruz Warriors. It's embarrassing. The defense with Vooch back there, yes, it's brutal. But when you don't have a Okoro and shit, it's just like that was always going to happen. The biggest problem is the offense has completely fucking fallen apart. And this entire thing about Chicago is that they should be able to just go, well, our defense is shit, but check out our offense. It's fucking radical. And it just sucks. So the thing is, with Arturas Karnisovas and fucking Billy Donovan, the coach in the front office, they got these secret extensions over the offseason. And so they're probably not going to fire Billy D. Billy D! And they're probably not going to make a trade. And even if they did, I think my biggest thing here is like, but what about if you just traded for Anthony Davis, Jim? That'd help fix your defensive woes. Would it? And for how long? Right? Because I think this is the thing. Their biggest problem sort of feels to be this lack of commitment to anything. Right? They sort of luck into Giddey in the Caruso trade. All of their trades for fucking losing DeRozan, trading Levine, getting rid of Caruso just for Giddey and not getting like any picks back is just still fucking jaw-droppingly stupid. But on top of that, they took Noah Essengay ahead of Derik Queen. Essengay is now out for the season. He was out there fucking getting cardio in the G League, and he was like, again, another fucking shitty project. It's like, well, in a couple of years he might be good. Derik Queen literally walks out onto the basketball court and starts dropping 30, 10, and 10s. What the fuck? So Arturo should be fired now just because of that, basically, right? But then we wouldn't be able to laugh at the Pelicans, I guess. But yeah, there's lack of commitment to anything. It's like, well, we'll keep Vooch around. It's like, why? Vooch clearly fucking hates the young dudes and has realized that they're fucking idiots. Like Jalen Smith trying to clown him. He's like, I will fucking beat your head in, you idiot. Piss off. That doesn't scream to me awesome vibes. And Vooch understands what's going on there. He's like, yeah, we fucking pulled a win out of our ass. We shouldn't have. That's like 2 and a bit weeks ago now too, and it's gotten way fucking worse. So an AD trade, I don't think it helped, right? It'd like they're sort of they're not even really treading water; they're taking on water. AD would help plug one gap for what, a year, 2 years, and then you just got this weird fucking old dude on 55, 50, 60 million bucks a year. I don't think that'd help too much. Because there's so many other fucking holes in this roster. Like, it should be the likes of Zach Collins that are just making shit a bit easier for you. It should be the likes of AO. And it's just not working. They are beset by injuries like Trey Jones, Okoro, Jalen Smith, etc. But I don't know. They sort of need that one dude. They need to maybe move on from Vooch and go, how the fuck do we incorporate like a big who can play a lick of defense, maybe stretch the floor a hint and figure some shit out. Like trade for Claxton, Time Lord maybe. I don't know, he's always fucking injured. But like Zion, the Zion trade that we talked about earlier in the season would be more interesting if he could ever play basketball, but he can't. He's a lot younger than fucking AD. But it would make it a little bit more interesting, wouldn't it? Supercharge that offense a little bit. But I don't know, this is the cool thing about all of this stuff with the Bulls is, ask any Bulls fan, the really cool thing is they won't do anything, right? An owner who doesn't give a shit, an incompetent front office, good job, everybody. You might make the play-in, maybe. Like, the vibes were so high early on, and it's like, I don't know, Kobe is too good to, like, use as a six-man. But it sort of feels like that's the best balance because he's not guarding anyone. Giddey, bless his cotton socks, his defense is like only getting slightly better, but he's still not probably quick enough on the perimeter. We saw him literally get his ankles broken. Well, not literally, but almost get his ankles broken by DeAndre Hunter. Buzelis just hasn't taken that one big step just yet, and it's just, everything's just sort of going a bit, so I don't know. Let me know what you reckon, Bulls fans, because I think they should be digging out there, trying to get a couple more picks, maybe moving Vooch on somewhere else, maybe using a couple of other picks to kick the tires on some younger sort of bigs, someone like Nick Claxton. Or how about this one for the unpopular opinion of the day?
Now look at me, please. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
An actual fucking good scoring wing, maybe next to Buzelis, like, I don't know, Michael Porter Jr.? What do you reckon? I mean, you've got all these fucking picks just sort of sitting there, hanging out. You don't want to do anything with them because you're afraid. That's the Bulls. That's the Bulls, like, fucking modus operandi, right? They're just like, we don't ever want to do anything because we are afraid. That's why you can go and pick Noah Essengay over Derik Queen, who'd be the perfect big next to Vooch, right? But they're afraid. It's, we'd rather have the project. Fucking Jesus. Anyway, but kicking the tires in a Michael Porter Jr. trade, as a big scoring wing, he can go and get you 30 points as soon as fucking blink. It's kind of what they need. Michael Porter Jr.'s defense is pretty shitty, but his rebounding would help a little bit. Maybe moving Vooch somewhere else. You've got all these picks. You've got a bit of young talent. Fucking do something, Chicago. Do something. All right. End rant. How about a bit of a Outback Takehouse? I fucking love this one too. It's Tuesday at Outback and we're going early at our Hump Day specials. That's right. Basically, all of December is the end of Hump Day. It's TGIF all fucking month. But we'll chuck in a Hump Day special as well because we've gone out into the bush, taken down a couple of feral camels. Boom, you chop off the humps, dry them out, stuff them full of mince, chickpeas, bit of coriander in there, maybe some rosemary, bloody cook her up, bloody delicious. You gotta let it slow roast her a bit though because it gets bloody tough, I'll tell you. Either way, the Hump Day special, only at Outback. And today's Flame Grill take is one really fucking easy way to spice up All-Star. A family 2-on-2 tournament. That's right. A family 2-on-2 tournament. LeBron and Bronny versus the Thompson twins. Oh, look out. How about the Spencers? Cam and Pat. Yes. How about we bring over Dash Daniels to play with Dyson? Fucking good luck scoring on them. We can get a couple of legacy old blokes as well, the Lopi. Get Brook Lopez, bring back Robin. You could then test out my theory that together combined, like fucking Captain Planet, they would have been the greatest center of their generation. You've got 3 holidays to choose from. Giroux, Aaron, Justin. I don't know, go fucking hammer and socks. The Mariah. Seriously, the fucking Morris twins. I would love to see Keith and Marcus back out there. If only for the fact that we could probably get one of the... Well, we won't even have Nikola Jokic. We'll have his shit brothers play. That would... Give me the NBA All-Star Family 2-on-2 tournament and I will blow your fucking mind. This is why I'm the Vice President of Common fucking Sense. This is an awesome idea. NBA All-Star Family Off. The 2-on-2 family tournament for All-Star. You cannot tell me that people wouldn't fucking lose their goddamn minds about this shit. Fuck your weird round robin bullshit tournaments. Fuck your 8-player USA versus international round robin bullshit. Piss off. Give me this. A 2-on-2 family tournament. I fucking love it. You could have like Cheryl and Reggie Miller fucking jump in just for shits and giggles. You could have Shaq and Sharif. I'm all about this. Let's fucking go. But Bron and Bronny, like fucking, you know that Jason Tatum would probably try to get Deuce out there as well. Hey guys, did you know I love my son? No, I'd never seen anything about that, you fucking weirdo. Guys, this guy loves his son. Yeah, we all fucking love our kids. Jesus. Anyway, but there you go. NBA All-Star fixed by your mate Jim, as per usual. Let's do a 2-on-2 family tournament. LeBron and Bronny, the Mariah, the Thompson twins, the Spencers, Cam and Pat. I love that. The holidays, you got 3 of them to choose from. The Lopi. We're going to bring over Dash Daniels. He can go with Dyson. Fucking on for young and old. Prove me wrong. That's going to be an absolute cracker. All right, Australian Player Watch. Let's do that. Well, he had Johnny Fefe played in his birthday game. Love that. Hit a sick 3 as well if you didn't see the video. 10 minutes against the Kings. 3 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals. Good game. 1 turnover on his birthday. Not bad. And Jingling Joe Ingles got out there again. The inbound GOAT at the end of the game. Trying to make something happen. Got the inbounds. And McDaniels missed the shot to force overtime. And Wolves lose. So tough one for our man Jingles. And that was it for all the Aussies. How about an Andrew Gaze Gray Mamba Award for Outstanding Achievement in the Field of Excellence? However...
It's the first annual Andrew Gaze Gray Mamba.
Outstanding achievement in the field of excellence.
I would also like to point out that Russell Westbrook got his 207th triple-double today. I think I tweeted out, it is fucking the hilariously most Sacramento Kings thing in the world that 18-year Russell Westbrook is somehow the Sacramento Kings best player. What a world. Yeah, like it's the most Kings thing ever, non-Jason Thompson division. The most Sacramento King player who ever played. But anyway... So, Derik Queen today, 33, 10, and 10. Hopefully you saw some of these stats, but they're incredible. Only 5 players in NBA history have had a 30-point triple-double before they've turned 21. LeBron James, Luka Doncic, De'Aaron Fox, Victor Wembanyama, and now Derik Queen. Our man Gids didn't get to the 30-point mark. That was the problem. But LeBron, Luka, De'Aaron Fox, Wemby, and now Derik Queen. Is the first rookie center in NBA history to have a 30-point triple-double as well, because they don't have good records. He's also the first rookie center with a 30-point triple-double in NBA history with 4 blocks since 1973-74 when they started tracking him. So that's an extra how you fucking going, and another kick in the dick for the dummies who run the Chicago Bulls. Good job, everybody else. He's only the 10th player to have those numbers as well, which is Jokic, MJ, LeBron, KD, Kareem, Harden, David Robinson, the Admiral, twice, Chuck Barkley, and Alvin Adams. Back on what? Probably the Phoenix Suns. Crazy gear. Love that. He was so good in that game. Just took off. Fuck me. Just imagine if you drafted him, everybody... Like, what the fuck are Brooklyn doing? They got 57 first-round picks and they just let him slide. Anyway, the Bulls, literally the pick before. Unbelievable. All right, Patty Mills Game Day Ball, a Game Day Twitter check-in. Let's go. All right, we have Patty setting up a lot of Hawaii basketball. Where'd he go? Where's that Patty? I don't like how they keep changing the layout of Instagram. Does my bloody head in, he said, as an old man. Baller Pat, Baller Pat, there he is. Roots and Reach. We had some good stories there about... I enjoyed that. In your 20s, a phone number with a Texas area code will call you. It's very important. You will pick that up. His Roots and Reach cultural episode as well. The sea. Basically, he goes fishing, hanging out with some of his players and folks, which is really cool. Good on you, Paddy. Out there is the GM of Hawaii basketball, kicking some ass. Right. Are you ready for a bit of NBA Cup quarterfinals previews with some game previews? Thanks, Inadvertent Bane. Not a problem, Jim. How's it all going? Oh, yeah, not bad. I'm really excited for these NBA Cup games. I love a good knockout. All we've got are 2 games each day for the next 2 days. So what we'll do is we're going to set you up for these 4 games. And then after they're done on Thursday, we'll probably do a show on Friday morning to set you up for the rest of the weekend rather, and the semifinals when they actually go to Vegas, which I think will be our Sunday, I reckon. So that'll be fun. So remember, you can find all of our picks over at Dabble. If you use the link in our show description or our social bios, it'll take you right there. You can find out all of our picks, what we like, who we like, sometimes the same gamers, all that sort of stuff. So if you're into that thing, go check it out. NBA Cup quarterfinals, finals. Wednesday, we've got the East games. It seems weird that they don't alternate the East and West, but whatever. I guess it's so the 2 teams that then have to play each other in the semifinals from the East are playing on the same amount of rest, but it's just a bit fucking odd. Anyway, Miami, Orlando, the Battle of Floridia for an NBA Cup game. This is going to be an absolute ball terror. I love this game because, I mean, as I sort of hit on earlier, right, like the simple idea of Orlando reincorporating Bada Bankara in place of Franz Wagner, hello. You've got this sudden, like, weird matchup where they sort of know what to do without one of their stars, the Magic. And Franz feels like a little bit more all-inclusive, shall I say, kind of player, more so than Paolo. Anyway, Orlando have beaten Miami twice already this year, right? They beat them 125-121 back at the end of October, and they beat them last week, 106-105, last weekend, in an absolute ripper of a game. Miami are 4-7 on the road. Not great. Orlando are 9-4 at home. This is the 5th best defensive rating, the Magic, versus the 6th best defensive rating in Miami. Offensively, it's 13 versus of a Miami, which is a bit crazy when you think about how well they do score, versus 11th for Orlando. And Miami are 14-10 against the line, which is pretty crazy. But they've also had, I think, it's taken a little while for folks to catch up to Miami being good, including your mate Jim. Orlando 11-13 because they've sort of had, especially a really slow start. Now they've really rounded into form. But most of all, I think the biggest concern for the Heat will be the injury report, right? Because with Tyler Hero battling with his toe injury, you've got this sort of weird situation where Hero is a probable. He's dealing with an illness and he's got his weird right toe contusion. Davion Mitchell's also probable. And Pele Larson's probable. So those are the 3 dudes who missed last game. They've got a little bit of rest. I would expect them probably to come out and play. And Orlando will just be missing Franz Wagner. I think they're both 14-10, these teams as well, which is pretty fun. We're in Orlando. They're pretty good at home. I think as underdogs, I might take the Magic plus 1.5. It just feels... If Paolo does feel a bit scratchy, but if like Hero's also a little bit off, we could have a really strange game. You've got Bam, Khalil Ware, bit of size for the Heat versus Wendell, and like Johnny Isaac and Goga for the Magic men. I trust probably Orlando just that little bit more, even as a road underdog. You've still got Desmond Bain, you've got Paolo, you've got Jalen Suggs, which is important. I'm going to go the Magic plus 1.5. They've just got that really good home record. They've beaten the Heat twice already. Both were very close games. So much of this really depends on like Hero and Davion Mitchell being ready to go though, doesn't it? So it's a really tricky pick. I'm going to lean Orlando plus 1.5. We'll see how we go tomorrow morning when we do the videos, but that's where we're at the moment. Then we have Knicks Toronto for the second quarterfinal in the East. We're going up to Canada, where the Raptors are 4.5-point underdogs, which is pretty interesting. Knicks are 3-6 on the road, so not that great. Raps are 8-5 at home. They've looked really good at times, but they are also in the midst of like this weird little swoon. They are, aren't they? Just a bit of a swoon. At home are the Raps. But they came after a really, really, really tough one where they fought, blow that game against the Lakers, get blown out by the Hornets, which is just chaos, and then lose in a weird game against the Celtics. So, this is the 9th defensive rating versus the 14th. The Knicks have got the 9th, I think. It's the 14th best offense versus the 3rd best offense. The Knicks have got the 3rd best offense in the NBA right now. 15-8 for the Knicks against the line as well. Looking pretty good. Toronto 11-14. The Raps have lost 5 of their last 6. You know, the Knicks, they just feel a little bit more solid. The problem again is we keep running into these weird little ones about Karl Anthony Towns' injury report, game time decision, and that Deuce McBride's already out. I think I'm going to go Toronto in this one. I think the size of their wings versus OG, Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson and co. They don't have RJ Barrett, obviously, but everyone else, I think, looks like they're going to play for the Heat. So I think I'm going to go the Hooters because I think with Karl Anthony Towns, if he doesn't go, he's got like calf tightness. That's a questionable one. I'm like, we're really going to try out calf tightness in this day and age, in this economy? So I'm going to go the Raptors, plus 4.5 at home. Thursday, Phoenix OKC. What a crazy weird one this one will be. Villanova Dellavedova up against SGA and the Thunders. 15.5-point underdogs on the road in OKC are the Phoenix Suns, which to be honest feels about right because OKC are waxing everybody and not in the good way. So with Devin Booker still like out, game time decision for this game because it's still 2 days away. He was ruled out for like a week about what? I don't know, 10 days ago, something like that. Jalen Green's still out. SJ sat out last game. Isaiah Joe, Caruso, Dort, Hartenstein, they're all listed as game time decisions. We'll know probably more about this tomorrow. So look, our final pick for this game, well, these 2 games on Thursday when we do the NBA coffee run on Thursday morning. At the moment, I'm probably leaning towards Phoenix plus 15.5 just because they are a league best 15-8-1 against the spread. They just beat the Wolves today, shorthanded. Like, they'll just go at the Thunder. The Thunder might still kick their butts, but I don't know. The Suns are 6-6 on the road. The Thunder are obviously 11-0 at home because they've only lost once this season, don't forget. 23-1 is such a piss take. And I kind of feel like the Thunder are just going to go on this run through the NBA Cup tournament and just be like, yeah, we won the title last year. We won the NBA Cup, and we're going to win the title again this year. Shut up. And you're like, okay, well played. They already beat the Suns 123-119 about 2 weeks ago. This is obviously the 5th best offensive rating in the league versus the 12th. That's the Oklahoma City as the 5th best, and they have the best defense in the league. So OKC will win this, I reckon. Phoenix, though, just fight, scrap, and claw. If Booker comes back, probably give him an even better shot at covering that 15.5. It's just a big number. So give me Phoenix. And then we have San Antonio at the Lakers. Stephon Castle comes back today. I love that. He's now got a game under his belt. Harper looked fantastic. And the weird thing is, they're still not quite saying, computer says no, about Wemby. Right? He's still kind of like, we don't know, man. We don't know. Game time decision. What do you think? So, Lakers will have full complement, Reeves, LeBron, Luka, as it looks like. Spurs are 7-5 on the road. They've been one of the best road teams in the NBA this year. That's awesome. Lakers are 7-3 at home, though. So they get the 21st defensive rating versus the 14th. That's probably not as great. Lakers are the 6th offense and the Spurs are the 7th offense. So in terms of your defensive rating, I mean, the Spurs, it's a little bit more worrisome, isn't it? Because if the Lakers, wait a minute, why are they 21st? Oh, it's the other way around. Spurs are 16th, the Lakers are 21st. That makes a bit more sense. I'm going to go the Lakers minus 4.5. I think this can be just like a massive Luka game where hopefully he's got a little bit more sleep. Like that round trip to Slovenia for the kid, I mean, just chaos. And he comes back and drops a triple-double right off the bat. I think he'll be a bit too good. Against the line, the Lakers are 15-8, which is equal best in the NBA. Spurs are 12-9-1. Despite the Spurs road record, I think, unless Wemby came back, I think the Lakers have got this. So we'll see how we go. We'll keep an eye on the Wemby news. You'll get an update on Thursday morning for the final picks, but there you go. And that is it for today. NBA Cup previews. Can't wait for these knockouts. It's going to be super fun. Can't wait for like the presentation, see how it all goes. It's going to be nerding out. Anyway, but that's it. We'll be back on deck very, very briefly tomorrow afternoon with like the little quick hitter on YouTube to wrap up those 2 games for you. We'll do a full show, I think, next time on Friday. So we'll do the quick hitter on Wednesday, quick hitter on Thursday. Probably no NBA Supercoach show this week. We'll probably do it for the preview for week 8 because it basically takes a week and a half off during NBA Cup, which is pretty funny. But anyway, so that'll be fun. Take a little bit of chill out. Not stress about the NBA Supercoach, but we'll still have an NFL Supercoach show either way. So make sure you're following NBA Straya on Twitter, Facey, IG, YouTube, TikTok, all that good stuff. We're all over the socials all the time. We'll have power rankings later this week as well. That's what we'll do on Friday's show too. So get around NFL Straya, myself and Gaz as well. I managed to spoil the Eagles game for him today, which is pretty funny. So that show is going to be fun. Go Pats. But all good. And Jim does Supercoach. As I mentioned, probably no NBA Supercoach show this week. I might do a quick little drop-in, check-in on the scores and stuff like that and then piss off again. But yeah, won't bother previewing it because there's no NBA Supercoach for a week and a bit. Anyway, rate, review, star, subscribe to all of those shows across all your podcast apps, of course. Big thanks go to From Olzo for the intro and outro song They Rule. So to House Hatch, Joshua De Laurentiis, Fascinated Goldmines, Ramshackle Army, Iowa, Section Green, and Dozers. They're mine all the tunes you hear. Smash them on your streaming platform of choice. And what are we going to close out with today? I think we might close out with a Johnny Furphy's Furf's Tin Recos because it's his birthday. I think I tweeted that he looks like he's just turned 14, but he did turn 21, so he can now legally drink in the States. So we're going to get him to recommend us a beer. Sound good? Good. Great. All right. We'll catch you on YouTube and on Spotify video quickly tomorrow on Thursday for the NBA Cup wraps, and then big show again on Friday. So we'll speak to you then, you dickheads. As the NBA Straya is saying, look after yourselves, would ya? And later. Oh, g'day there. It's your good friend Johnny Tins Furthy over here with another episode of Johnny Tins Furthy's Froths Recommendations. That's right, it's Froths with Furfs. And guess what? It's my Furf Day. Hooray for me. It means I can now legally drink in the US of A. So I figured in order to celebrate this big momentous occasion, I'd pop a tin on one of these delicious, tasty, local brews. What do you say? Shall we pop one of these? Good? Great. Let's go. And see what we have here is, a Bud Light. Coming in a nice, interesting blue aluminium bottle. Sure. All right, let's crack this. And let's take a swig, shall we? What do you reckon? Oh, she's a bit frothy. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that certainly appears to be beer. Let's give that I'll say 7 out of 10, shall we? Because I don't want to get my head kicked in by angry Americans. But wow, does that look? I've never had horse piss in my life, but I can imagine it might be better than that. Fucking gee. Anyway, there you go. So 7 out of 10 for that delicious Bud Light. So I guess that's all we have time for this week. I'm 21 and oh God, that was, I need to wash that down with something decent. Anyway, so until next time, here's to me on my 21st birthday. This has been Johnny Tins Furphy with Furphy's Froth Recos. Catch you next time.